What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Reality Kingdom, where we put the real in reality or whatever, period. I'm your host, Pharaoh, and as you see today, we will be conducting our exit interview with the second evictee of Big Brother 27, Miss Amy Bingham. Boom. As a reminder, if you did not know, these exit interviews are not being asked by me. I'm not asking her these questions. These questions were asked by a CBS representative, and it was a bunch of questions that were sent in by ourselves and then also some other podcasters, some other media outlets to ask Amy. I just compiled it in a specific way to where I'm pretending to ask her the questions and I'm figuratively asking Amy these questions. Now, the first two I ask are the ones that we sent in, and she did answer our specific questions, and then the rest of them afterwards are from other media outlets, and I will still be asking some of them just because I felt like they were great questions. But shout out to those other media outlets who I do not know who they are, but shout out to them because those are their questions, and then first two are our questions, and we're just going to get straight into the interview to talk to Amy. Okay, figuratively talk to Amy. Okay, let's get into the interview. Boom. All right, Amy. Hi. So, my first question is, it seems like when you were nominated, you spent a lot of time talking to your allies. Why didn't you spread out and campaign to more people? Was that a strategy of yours?
So I was told up against Will, there's no chance. Like Will, if it's you and Will in the end, Will is staying 100%. So that's why there was no campaigning with Will. With Adrian, it was about 50-50. People weren't sure what they were going to do. They were leaning towards Adrian, and then they would lean towards me, lean towards Adrian. I looked at it like, I don't know. I can talk about my dream that I had. Like I felt peace. So 2 days before this, I had a dream. I've been saying little prayers. If I'm supposed to stay, I'm going to stay. If I'm supposed to go home, I'm going to go home. I accept either way. Wherever I'm supposed to be, I'm going to be. And so I had a dream 2 nights before. When I woke up, I was sitting there talking to Julie and I was evicted. And so I knew I was going to be evicted on Thursday. I knew it. And so I was like, well, the only chance is by playing the blockbuster. I have to keep and save my own game. I didn't know how hard Rachel went to bat for me and was campaigning for me to stay in the house either until I came home. Bless her heart. I love her to death. I love her even more for doing that. And I would have done the same if roles were reversed. She was just never in that position. But yeah, I mean, she was a good friend to me, true friend. I love her to death, and I appreciate her going and campaigning for me. But I didn't know all that at the time. It's kind of crazy. Hindsight is 2020, and when you have all the pieces, like I didn't have pieces that a lot of people had. I didn't know. I had no idea.
Okay, Amy, now tell us the tea because we're seeing you on the premiere. You're the accomplice. You're doing all of these mysterious things. You're kind of gagging the girls, pressing the button, going upstairs, unlocking the door, letting Rachel Riley in. Girl, what is the tea on that? When did you find out you were going to be the accomplice? Was it all the way at the beginning? Was it towards the end? When did you find out? Because, baby, I'm trying to figure out how you was the 17th house guest, but did you even know you was the 17th house guest? Girl, what's that tea?
2 days before I went in the house, I found out I was going to be the accomplice. And so that added an extra layer of like stress going into the game and into the house. Like, oh my gosh, I got to pull this off. Also, in addition to like a huge day and meeting all these people, that you're going to be living with and recorded 24/7, like 2 days before.
So, Amy, the downfall of your game seemed like it might have started at the beginning when you were defending Ashley during the whole Showergate situation. Do you regret having Ashley's back in that moment?
Absolutely not. I don't think that was the downfall of my game. Maybe that's what they showed or something. That was like a clip or something. But the downfall to my game was me telling Vinny about what I felt about Jimmy, his friend. That was terrible. But I'm honest to a fault. I like say things that I shouldn't say. I put my foot in my mouth all the time. It's just what I do. I don't know why. But I shouldn't have done that. But I felt familiar with Vinny. He kind of resembles my brother. And so I felt some like comfortable with him. And so I talked to him about putting Jimmy up because Jimmy is a liar. Multiple other people also said to put Jimmy up, but I was the one on the block. So it was a stupid move for me. And then it also showed my hand that I don't trust Jimmy, which I don't because he is a liar. But bad game move. That is why ultimately he put me up block 2 or week 2 on the block as a renom. And the powers that were in play just hurt me also. Keanu and Kelly coming off, it really hurt my game. So, and normally I'm a lucky person, like good things usually always happen to me. And so the fact that both of the powers came to both the people that like everyone wanted out more, and Jimmy wanted out more than me was crazy. So I don't know. I'm like, dang, these powers suck for me. And then Casey winning the thing for Keanu, like, all of it. It was just like, dang, no. But I mean, ultimately, that's why I was evicted from the house. The shower gate was not it. But I will say, week one, when I was put on the block before live feeds, those first from Tuesday to Sunday before live feeds were ever even shown, I was told initially the reason I was being considered to be put on the block is because my closeness and connection with Rachel, not Ashley. Showergate happened after. So many people were telling me first that it was the closeness with Rachel. Then the showergate happened. So it was like a combination of things for why I went up on the block the first week. But that's not even why I went out of the house.
Okay, so on your eviction night, you went home by a unanimous 13-0 vote. Your girl Rachel didn't even vote for you to stay. Did you tell her not to vote for you, or was that more of a surprise?
No, actually, I didn't tell her not to vote for me. My understanding was she was still going to vote for me. She didn't tell me she wasn't going to vote for me. So when I saw the 13-0 vote, I was kind of shocked, but I didn't care. In the end, it really doesn't matter if I had a vote or two. Save yourself. I'm already out of the house. Protect yourself, protect your game. And if you need to do that, like just vote me out. I don't care. I don't need the vote.
Okay, Amy, last question. On eviction night, you told Miss Julie Chin that you didn't feel like you had a chance to play the game. You said like your attachment to Rachel kind of held you back a little bit. So if Rachel was not a part of the game, how do you think you would have played differently?
So the only thing with that, and maybe the words were not the right words that I said in that moment. I feel like in an alternate universe, let's say, where I went on this season and there was no previous house guests coming into the game, it was just everyone brand new. I think I wouldn't have been initially put as a target for any connection to anybody because nobody knows anybody, right? So it's like I would have had an opportunity as a fresh player with no connections at all. And I built that friendship with Rachel, like literally instantly, we were like besties right away. So it's like the fact that she was in there, I loved it. I'm playing with an icon, a legend. Like I love her. And I love her even more now after knowing her personally. And, we are friends. I wouldn't have even changed that at all. I would have never gone behind her back, betrayed her. I was loyal to her the whole time. I always would have been. There were moments where she would talk to Jimmy alone, talk to Keanu alone, and talk to Morgan like a lot. There were times where that came out. So BB paranoia started coming out for me. And I was like, oh my gosh, am I not her number one anymore? Like, and then she would not tell me certain things that like she would find out, or I would find out in other conversations with her. And then I was like, why didn't you tell me? So I was kind of like, oh no, like BB paranoia kicked in. And I was thinking maybe I'm not her number one like I thought, especially her getting really close with Jimmy. And so there were moments in the game, it's recorded 24 hours a day, 17 days. I was in there, like where I was like not sure if I was her number one. So it kind of worried me a little bit, like she's my number one. Like I love her. I love Ashley, like both of them. I just love them both. But it's like that's what happens in the game, and that's how the game gets played.
All right, you guys, thank you for tuning in. That was my figurative interview with Amy. Great questions, great answers, if you ask me. Now, before we leave, I do want to remind you guys that I will be doing my TRK after show on this Wednesday with Bailey Pelham, the winner of Big Brother Canada 12. So if you have any questions to ask us about this week, which is getting really, really messy, or just about Bailey in general, her time on Big Brother, etc., make sure you use the hashtag Kingdom Speaks, KINGDOMSPEAKS on Twitter, on Blue Sky, or just add us on any social media to ask us a question that we will be answering on the Wednesday after show or whatever. Make sure you're tuning in every Tuesday and every Thursday because we will be going live to do our live feed player rating and recap and to do our live eviction breakdown on Thursdays after the episode. So make sure you get into all of our Big Brother content all motherfucking season because we will be here, girl. Subscribe, like, do all of that. And thank you for keeping it real with the Kingdom, baby. We're out. Bye.